September 22, 1979. The world was starkly divided by the raging tensions of the Cold War. Location: the desolate marine region near the Prince Edward Islands, situated at the junction of the South Atlantic and Indian Oceans. Floating in outer space, the United States Vela 6911 satellite suddenly transmitted a highly sensitive signal back to Earth. The satellite's specialized optical sensors, known as bang meters, captured a mysterious double flash of intense light. In scientific terms, this specific pattern of light is generated only when a powerful nuclear bomb detonates on Earth.
In the records of U.S. military history, this unsolved Cold War mystery became permanently logged as the Vela incident. The Vela satellite network was primarily designed to monitor the Earth from space. Its main objective was to detect whether countries were secretly conducting nuclear tests in violation of the 1963 Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. The double flash of a nuclear explosion is highly distinct. In the initial millisecond of detonation, an extremely bright flash of light is produced. Then, the expanding shockwave briefly obscures the light, followed immediately by a second, longer-lasting flash. The data from the Vela satellite captured this exact pattern. Prior to this, these satellites had accurately identified 41 nuclear tests without ever triggering a single false alarm. Therefore, when the Vela satellite sounded the detonation alarm on that night of September 22nd, it triggered intense panic within the Pentagon and the White House. The administration of then U.S. President Jimmy Carter scrambled to manage the emergency. The biggest concern was that not a single recognized nuclear power in the world had claimed responsibility for running a test that night. The CIA launched a highly classified investigation.
Based on geopolitical analysis, primary suspicion fell upon South Africa and Israel. Intelligence officials suspected that these two nations had formed a secret military alliance and conducted a successful covert nuclear weapons test in that isolated ocean. While Israel possessed nuclear technology, it lacked a safe, sovereign testing site. Seeking physical evidence to confirm these suspicions, the U.S. Air Force dispatched their specialized WC-135 Boeing aircraft to the region. The mission of these planes was to collect cloud and atmospheric samples to measure radioactive fallout levels. Astonishingly, despite scouring the vast region for several weeks, not a single trace of radiation was found in the air or the ocean water. For a nuclear explosion to occur without leaving any radiation or fallout was completely impossible under the laws of physics. To resolve this confounding mystery, the White House established a special panel of scientific experts led by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, known as the Ruina Panel. After months of research, the panel submitted a highly controversial report. They claimed that no nuclear detonation had occurred in the ocean that night. Instead, they proposed that a tiny meteoroid, or micrometeoroid, had struck the lens of the Vela satellite's camera. The light flash generated by that mechanical impact had simply been misidentified by the satellite as a nuclear flash. However, top U.S. Navy intelligence officials and scientists from the Los Alamos National Laboratory flatly refused to accept the White House's explanation. According to them, the Vela satellite data was far too precise to be confused with a random micrometeoroid strike. Furthermore, beyond the satellite data, a classified underwater hydroacoustic sensor in the region had also picked up the sound of an underwater explosion that exact night. Decades later, the events of that 1979 night remain locked away as a deep secret in the classified files of the Pentagon. What actually transpired over the ocean that day remains an unsolved question for modern science.